YouTube what the business is. Now we're gonna go all the way to Trinidad and Tobago, and we're gonna touch on the gang that ran out there in the early 2000s that put the murder game down. But not only that, they skyrocketed the murder rate within Trinidad and Tobago. Now, this gang died out in 2009 when they lost all their members. 3 of them were incarcerated and the rest were murdered. Now, this gang is no other than the Paparazzi gang. Now, this gang operated in 11th Hour areas in the Morvant community. Now, a Morvant gang of killers known as the Paparazzi were said to be behind the La Cabana massacre in Curepe, which left 5 men dead and 2 others wounded. The Paparazzi gang was down to 6 members after 2 of their members were shot and killed during a shootout with task force officers at a house on Sawmill Avenue. Now, 3 members who weren't killed in that shootout are in jail while 2 others seem to have escaped. Now, police say 25-year-old Hamza Lovell was identified by witnesses as one of the 2 gunmen in the Curepe massacre. The other gunman was none other than T, aka Spoon, or better known as Tyrone Randy Browne, a 29-year-old hitman who police say was responsible for over 25 murders alone. All 25 of those murders still remain unsolved till this day. Now, Tyrone Browne was a gangster. He used to be friends and bodyguard for the infamous Sandy brothers, 3 Muslim gang leaders who were all killed in the same year. 2 of the Sandy brothers were killed by police, and Sean Sandy was killed alongside his girlfriend by Tyrone Browne at their home on November 28, 2006. After he killed them, he fled back to Sawmill Avenue when he and Joel Pie Boy Victor were fingered in the 2 murders that they had just committed. Now, while on the run for those 2 murders, Pie Boy was found shot to death while he was sleeping in an apartment with his friend Keon Moody Murphy, who was also shot and killed with him. And people seem to say that that was retaliation for the murders of Sean, Sandy, and his girlfriend, but the Morvant community says different. The Morvant community says that Tyrone killed his 2 friends after he felt Pie Boy would soon squeal him out about the murders they were on the run for. People questioned on why they chose the name the Paparazzi. Well, it's simple, man. You know, when paparazzis appear with their cameras, they take rapid shots of whatever is an interest to them. But with this gang, it's a little different. When they appear with their guns, and they take rapid gunshots that are fired at their targets, which lead to multiple murders. Over a dozen murders that were committed by them were all hired jobs. 20 murders that Tyrone committed alone were all hired killings. The other 5 murders that he committed was just him trying to make it out of places alive. And they said that he's responsible for over 25 murders, but that's only 25 murders that they know about. And this man started killing since he was 12, so they say. He was 29 when he was killed, and he was killed only 2 days after this massacre had occurred. Now, the massacre was only a 1-man targeted hit for a 23-year-old gangster who was involved in a brutal murder at a bar shortly before. It said Ray James was the targeted intender who was around too many people for them to only kill him. So in other words, they came in there to kill him. But when they seen it, when they came in there to kill him, that he was around too many people for them just to kill him, and only him without being able to kill them, trying to kill everybody. So what they do, they just killed everybody. They just killed everybody. Now, 2 people did survive in that. Now, the ages of those men were 23 years old, 25, 17, 24, and 26. Now, they were all killed. A 21 and a 16-year-old survived that massacre. Now, they were all at a birthday party when police say that someone at that party called Tyrone and let them know that Ray James was there. That's when they said Tyrone stormed in and opened fire on everyone, killing 5, wounding 2. Now, 2 days later, after the brutal massacre, that's when Tyrone and Hamza were both found shot and killed by task force inside their home after a confrontation that was about to be taking place into a raid. They were about to raid their place, you know, and that led into a shootout that led to both of them being killed. And that's when the other two people escaped and other two people were arrested. And that's basically the downfall of their whole gang. 2 days after that brutal massacre, you know? And the police are saying that they know for a fact that someone did call Tyrone to alert them that Ray James was there, because when Tyrone stormed into the birthday party, he came to a certain place and he knew exactly where he was going to. The place that he came in and went straight to was where Ray James was at. So he knew exactly where his target was at just off the phone call and the information that he had received by the person that was in the party with the person that he was looking for. Now, Ray James had money on his head. Now, who knew that these personal issues that Ray James had probably didn't have nothing to do with Tyrone? Tyrone and Ray James probably didn't know each other. This was just a hired hit. You know, this is one of them where his business never personal, you know? Now, he probably could have grew up with Ray James. He probably was best friends with Ray James. He probably was real cool with him. Who knows? But when it's a hired hit, nothing matters, especially within that. Now, Tyrone was a gangster, man. He was a killer. They say he was responsible for over 25 murders that they knew about, you know? Now, this is the downfall of their gang. They ran the Trinidad and Tobago streets, you know, in the early 2000s. They put it down with the murder gang. They was shooting at everybody. It started off on them just, you know, being regular street guys having the problems that they have within, until they found out they can get paid for the murders that they're doing for free. You know, now that's where they took off with it. Now it's crazy because a lot of people, man, they are hired hitmen, but they're not making no money. You know, you would think that a hired hitman would have more money than a drug dealer, or have just as much money as the person that is paying them. But it clears to find out that a lot of these hired hitmen aren't getting paid for nothing. You know, they're better off getting more money on doing it for free and getting off whatever they get off that person or that place to where they got that person at, and opposed to getting paid for something like that. You know, now that's the downfall of the paparazzi game, and that is the crazy story of Tyrone Spoon Randy Browne.